and they hooked up with the LA. They hooked up with the St. Louis, hooked up with the Memphis, they hooked up with the Atlanta, and that's when BMF became as big and expansive as it was. You know what I'm saying? But St. Louis is just as important to the rise of BMF, what we all know it to be. It was just as important as Detroit was, bro.
What's goody, Kev?
Yeah, what's good, man. I just happened to just come on real quick. I seen you on here.
Yeah, the data, yo, you gotta send me your jack. The data on the back end, the data on the email. You gotta send me your jack. The data. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to hit you up today. We had the Louisiana, my Louisiana homie, the data, so y'all can have a little dialogue going on and shit. But you good?
Oh, you good? You said what you mean? Hit you in the back with my what?
Whoa, pause. No diddy. The fucking. I said hit me on the email. The Jack.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Give me the email. Hit me your phone number on your email.
All right.
Duffy's the one who put the first $1 million in Meech's hand. He's the one who gave me the game. He's the one who helped cultivate Meech's game and showed him how to really take this shit on a national level.
Is it true that you actually showed him the value or how to properly move or maneuver in the games, and that you put his first $1 million cash in his hand? Is that true?
That's very true. Like I said, they didn't have nothing. So like I said, I put his game on 10. I'm the first to put $1 million in the hand, and then cried. And the exact words to me was been holding back.
I don't like this, man. Because this is one-sided. This is like some biased shit right here. They're allowing Cuffy to talk without Meech being able to back himself and say, yo, you know, this happened, or that ain't happened, or this ain't happened. This guy went from saying that he told on him was making that made him his claim to fame as far as getting on here. He's saying Meech set him up, whatever the case may be. Now he going in and saying he made Meech. Hold on, wait a minute.
But at the end of the day, he's suing of the dollar for defamation. The dollar, so that means for defamation of character. The dollar, that means that he's been.
Who's suing him? Who's suing who?
He's suing Dogface. The dollar, the Dogface do out of Detroit. The one I've been doing all the Cuffy interviews on the phone and shit like that. That's what they saying.
They saying that Meech is suing Cuffy?
Little Meech, Big Meech, and two other dudes. Yeah.
Suing Cuffy for what?
Cuffy, it's suing Dogface. It's suing Dogface.
All right, well, who is Dogface?
He's the dude that was doing the voice interview.
Oh, Dogface, the dude that be doing the internet shit.
Yeah, that was doing the calls, the interviews, the calls. He's out of Detroit.
Yeah,
so he's the one that was doing the interviews on the call.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. So is he gonna sue everybody else that did interviews with Cuffy?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but
so is Dogface saying this, or is
Dogface is saying this? It just came out of his mouth just now.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. This is now everybody trying to make a mockery out of it. Everybody trying to get something, make it bigger than what it is. This shit went from snitching to now they suing to this guy interviewing this guy, doing an interview with this guy with Cuffy and telling Cuffy they meeting them. It's taken away from the content of where this all started from.
Right.
The content of where this started from was Danny and Meech ratted on him. Now it's going to other dudes saying they suing them. It's taken away from Cuffy having to show that paperwork we asking for. He not showing it.
They ain't trying to show it. They ain't trying to show that paperwork.
No, they ain't show it.
His boy had his back.
Huh?
His boy had his back today. His boy had that Sean G dude, he had his back.
No, I went on Sean G page today. I posted I commented the same thing. Listen, all right, we understand you being biased and you saying, you know, Meech and Tammy told on Cuffy. That's all right. We allowing you to do that. We allowing that to be said by everybody, whoever wants to say it. Until Meech, until Demetrius clears his own stuff. But On the other hand, we want to know that where the fuck did that 924C and 924J come from? You can't, listen, you can't get indicted for murder, right? Now,
Yeah.
I understand. I read the part where he was indicted for the guns. The guns, they saying the guns is part of the murder. But if you hired the people to do the murders, how are you not
And they CI.
liable? How are you not liable for the murders? You liable for the guns that committed the murders, but you're not liable for the murders?
For
If
what
after
gun?
you sent them and you sent them to kill a CI, which was going against your brother for a drug deal.
Murder
I
informant, yeah.
I don't get all that shit, man. I mean, something ain't right here.
And
And
the gun you
everybody
said,
know it.
and
But
how
he's
can you be
talking around it.
how can they get you for guns that ain't there? Like how can you get charged for guns that ain't even there?
Listen, now it's a lot of ghost stuff that happens in the federal system as far as the charging.
Hmm?
They charge you with ghost drugs too. I'm gonna say this, right? All right. They got you. You made it. In order, a dude say that you selling drugs. They somehow get somebody to come get some drugs from you. Now they got 5, 6 other dudes saying, yeah, he sold me 3 keys. He sold me 2 keys. They put that. They put these dudes on a stand, even though they don't even. You probably don't even know them.
Yeah.
They put them on a stand to charge you for that. That's what they do. You know, it's called like ghost. They out of town, it's called ghost dope. We call it drugs. They call it whatever the fuck they
So did
call it.
someone get put on the stand
Um,
and said that he had the guns or something?
he's saying that the 2 dudes that got charged with the murders told. That's how they got 15 years apiece, and he got 27 years. But you never got. If those guys admitted to murder and got charged with that and told something else, but who did they tell on? They couldn't have told on you because you only got 27 years. You got 10 years for drugs, which had nothing to do with them, and then you got 17 years for guns, which is a whole nother, which I don't understand how they separated that and gave you this for this and that for that
Are
when
they
it's
self?
all on one indictment. I don't know, man. I'm saying, I'm speaking from a guy who's been in the federal system. That ain't never happened to me.
That dude Sean G's a little biased, Dada. He knows him. He's a little biased. He wanted to cry today.
Yo, let me tell you.
Tuffy is the one who.
What?
Listen,
Yeah.
Sean G, they need to clear up that last conversation they had when he started asking them about the bodies and the guns and all that shit, and it cut off. He never went back to that.
He's sad. He's sad now. He's sad. Homie throwing the paperwork at him. He's like, yo, he got kids. He said, this is what he said. This is what Sean G said. He said, yo, he got kids. He got a son that got the same name as him. And we got to understand that he's still in jail. So him being in jail, that makes it seem like we can't just throw his name with allegations out like that because he still got a, you know what I'm saying, a name in jail, and that's what his name
Hey,
was.
this is the point, right? This is what I would have told them if you was me. That's the same man that's up here with allegations against somebody else, but he won't speak on his own issues. So he's in jail on phone calls saying this guy's a rat and that girl is a rat and this guy's this and these people are this, but he won't speak on his own situation. The allegations that the government got against him, he keeps saying, well, they need to go find somebody to say I ratted on him. No, they don't. You need to prove that you ain't rat. You calling other people rats.
Yeah, fact.
You need to prove that. You understand? Like this is something this is what people do, man, in the system, right? Let's say somebody come to the compound and a dude came to the compound, but the dude that came to the compound knows that this dude is a rat. So
Yeah.
guess what he do? He go run outside and he start telling everybody, yo, dude gotta go, he hot. He did this, he did that, he did this, he did it. All along, he hot.
Yeah.
This was a thing. This was a thing at one time. Another thing. 2 dudes have a fight, right? They go to the hole and they go to see the disciplinary officer, right? Or before they even go to the hole, they go to see the SIS officer. one dude make a statement to the SIS officer about the fight, stabbing, whatever the shit is, right? They go to the DHO. The DHO reads it. The DHO say, well, we going to find whatever, whoever guilty for whatever. Now, when you get your DS time, they give you the copy of your shot, whatever it is, 100 series, whatever shot you got, they give you a copy of it. And whoever said anything on it, it's on there. Now, the dude that did the ratting on it, if he go back out to the compound, he gonna make it seem like the other guy did it. Because he gonna change the numbers and the name and all that shit on there.
So you say that's what Cuff on his intention.
Listen, Cuff is only saying things. He's not showing nothing.
Facts.
If you go ahead. We get back to that.
Facts. No, that's a fact.
Embrace Meech, right? Put the first $1 million in his hand and showed him how to really go get that bread. That's what Cuffy is.
So where the bullshit come in between Cuffy and Meech?
Here's how it all started, bro. So Meech in prison, right?
Right.
So he meets Tammy Collins. Now we all know there's no dispute, there's no debate whatsoever that Tammy Collins is a DEA informant, a paid informant. She didn't start off as a paid informant. She started off as an informant as a grudge when she knocked down Terry White down here in Atlanta. Yeah.
Right.
Then she became a pen pal with Big Meech. So some of the biggest misinformation that's being disseminated around right now is that Tammy Collins met Big Meech through Blue Da Vinci. No, Blue Da Vinci had been stopped fucking with her. Tammy Collins became acquainted with Big Meech because she became a pen pal. She started writing Big Meech and other high-profile members. Even as the Blue stopped fucking with her, she started trying to establish a relationship by writing motherfuckers. So she wrote Big Meech and became a pen pal with Big Meech, and that's how she formed a relationship with Big Meech, through a pen pal, not through a direct introduction by Blue Da Vinci. That's cap. That ain't what happened. She said that ain't what happened. According to them, she was upset because she unknowingly was laundering drug proceeds, laundering drug money for Terry White. When she found out about it, she was mad, something went wrong, and then so she wasn't charged with nothing. She wasn't charged with any criminal activity. She just became a federal informant because she was angry. That's the worst kind of rat in the world. Nigga ain't get into you. You just
hold on, stop this for a minute.
So what happened with the Cuffy and being Big Meech situation?
That's the dog face dude right there.
Yeah. I know who he is. I've been on his I've been on his platform before. What I'm saying is, right, he got a point. If she reached out to Big Meech through a pen pal and all that shit, and if she reached out to Big Meech as a pen pal,
yeah,
and she went to see him and they had conversations on doing whatever it is they decided to do to whoever. If this is the case, is what he's saying is legitimate.
Yeah.
I mean, because how did she get to know? Cuffy said he met her in 2009, 8 or 9, one of the two.
He been talking to us all. Why would you? You're right. This nigga got mad. This nigga's talking. This nigga's stories everywhere.
I'm gonna say this: if Meech met her as a pen pal and she came to see him, and he told her. When this guy called him, as he said, he called him 3 times, and the 3rd time he said he needed it, whatever. He told him to go see Tammy. He said he didn't know Tammy before then.
Yeah.
So Meech was having Tammy set up anybody as what they, how it seems if she met him as a pen pal. That means that she already was an informant. She already was a voluntary informant where she went and told the feds everything they wanted to know on each person that she ever locked up.
Yeah.
She never had a case with no state case, federal case, nothing. She wasn't working off anything. She just volunteered this information. So she was a law-abiding citizen who went and got mad at a guy, the first guy, because he was fucking somebody else or whatever the case may be, and went and told on him. And then I guess she was acquainted with these prosecutors who decided to start liking her, and she went and got acquainted with Meech through pen pal or whatever. He started talking to her. She probably was rubbing his dick on a visit, whatever the fuck. And now she's willing to work some more. So, but she need to gather information to keep working. So this is crazy
But
because
look at this is what they try to say. They try to say that she had a meeting with Big Meech. So when she had that meeting, that's when Big Meech told her to go back to Dada and destroy the whole case. He told her to go destroy the whole case. He's the one that gave Cuffy a whole different lifeline. Dada. He's the one that told her to destroy the whole to fuck up the whole evidence and all that shit. That's what I'm hearing.
So he told her to fuck up the case to where
he said he probably got mad at her and was like, "Yo, Dada, what the fuck? You got like don't put my name in that shit. Clean that shit up, Dada."
Oh man, this shit is getting weirder by the day. They adding more shit onto this shit. Like you gotta be motherfucking Spectre Gadget to get to this shit. You need.
That's what you gotta stay on point. You gotta stay on point. Now you gotta stay. We just gotta stay aware with everything that they saying.
Now they saying this dude got another beef with somebody. Somebody ran him out of a hood. This dude that's on the screen right now. Whatever his name. Yeah, they saying some people in his hood or something ran him out of there, chased him out of there, or some shit.
We got the paperwork on deck, Dada. We got all the paperwork. Y'all want me to read? If y'all want to see the paperwork, you just tell me.
I already read the paperwork myself. A new norm candles. I read the paperwork myself. We know Tammy been working with the feds. We know that. She locked the first guy up, White. We know all of that. We know all of that. You understand what I'm saying? We know that that she been working for the feds. What we trying to figure out now is if this guy's telling the truth about saying that she met Meech through a pen pal and not through anybody else. It don't say that in the paperwork when she met Meech.
Yo, if anybody wants to come up to Dada and clear up some information, y'all could come up here to Dada, stand right to Dada.
Yes, Tammy locked up the guy in Atlanta in 2003. Yes, we know that's true, but that don't got nothing to do with Detroit.
If you want to clear up some shit, come up here, Dada. Stand on business for Big Meech, Dada, or for the truth, or stay righteous, GG. It is what it is. We got the paperwork, Dada. No one's going against what y'all saying or whatnot, Dada. But let's keep this going, Dada.
Situation is that Meech was trying to secure a movie deal based on his whole life, the BMF, all that whole thing. So when Meech was going to prison, Duffy was coming out of prison. So because they had a trusted brotherhood to go back over 30 years, and just to make it known, motherfuckers in Detroit know who Terry.
What's goody, Miraculous? You got something to put up in it? You got an input?
Yeah. The testimony. In the testimony, Tammy said she met Big Meech around 2003.
Okay. We talking about Cuffy, but yeah, she did say that she met Big Meech earlier than
Yeah, they just said that too. They just said that. No lie.
Don't know who Cuffy is, bro. Cuffy wasn't just no lame ass, bro. He didn't work for either one of them. He didn't work for T, and he didn't work for Meech. It was like family. It was a brotherhood. It was an association when it came to him and Meech's relationship. So what happened is,
they said they team Meech. That Meech ain't got no paperwork. You heard?
I'm gonna say this. I ain't team nobody until a motherfucker clear his name. Like you could say you team whatever, but with these allegations going on and his own brother saying he mad at him about the situation, he gotta clear his name.
They said that she met him in 03 or 05.
They said Terry White is a BMF member. I mean, I ain't hear that. I don't know.
He allegedly used to be.
We all know Tammy been an informant since 2003. She locked up Terry White in 2003.
All right, facts.
Of Meech, and she secured his life rights because when you're in the Fed joint, you can't do business like that. So she was basically acting as his liaison, his ambassador, helping to push and promote his brand in an attempt to try to secure a movie deal of some sort.
313
Yo,
AOD, what up?
Yeah, what is it? What you want to come up here? What's that at? What's that at? What's that, your Gmail, son? Throw the Gmail up there. That's you? That's you? That's your Gmail? We'll get you up here, the daughter. What's 313 right? That's Detroit. What you saying?
So what happened is that in the time all this was transpiring, she became a federal informant and knocked down Terry White. And then she
Yo, hold on. Stop this for a minute.
Continued to work with the federal government.
Spade 9. I mean, I understand that Tammy has the right to the BMF name because Meech is the one who signed it over to her. But he signed it over to her in prison. So she didn't have it since 2004. He wasn't in prison in 2004. He went to prison in 2005. He got sentenced in 2008.
Facts. You want to 313? What's that? What's that? You want to come up here, Dada? Let us know. Let us know.
So what happened is she represented all of Big Meech's interests at that particular point in time up until like a week ago. Well, I guess they ran afoul of each other, and the relationship went sour.
Bro, does Cuffy have life?
No, he ain't got life. But when you get 20 years, 30 years, and you already 40, 50 years old, it look like life, it sound like life, it smell like life. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing is the reason why he's in prison is because of this. Big Meech trying to free himself from prison, working in conjunction with Tammy Collins. Big Meech used Tammy Collins as his proxy to set up drug deals in exchange for a time cut for Meech. So it's a lot of confusion about this. Let me unconfuse you mothers. During W. Frank's hearing, so he was challenging the wiretap, right? Trying to get the evidence of the wiretap thrown out. It was discovered that there was an affidavit signed and sworn to.
Ain't no number. Give us your Gmail. Throw your Gmail up there without the at. Just the name without the at. We'll get you up here, Dandada. Everybody gets the chance to speak, Dandada. We'll get you up here. Hopefully you're talking some facts, though.
Right here.
Who is that? The Detroit dude?
Yeah. So throw the Gmail up there, just the name without the at. Just your name without the at, and then the Gmail up there.
Tammy Collins said in the affidavit that they used to secure the wiretap. They presented this evidence to a judge, and the judge then granted them the right to wiretap and do electronic surveillance and do garbage sweeps and shit of all company known addresses and places of where he hung out. Tammy Collins swore in the affidavit that she had got all this information from Big Meech. When company then found out about it, that's when Tammy Collins started telling the feds, I feel unsecure. I don't feel safe because they now know that it's me who set all this up. When she went to talk to Meech, Meech told her, don't have my name in that shit. Get my name out that shit. Because now he in paperwork now. He's in the paperwork. She swore to it. She raised her right hand to God that Meech is the one set it up. So when Meech gave her instructions, bitch, get my name out that shit. Then she went and she didn't file it, but she went and she did another affidavit, made another statement, but she never filed it, bro. She contacted.
So they trying to say in 2005
I'm looking at it.
They trying to say in 2000.
Okay. Hey, Mike Craig, is there any paperwork to back up what you're saying? We want to know. We want to know it for real. We don't want to hear that Cuffy a rat. He got caught selling 1,200 bricks in 2005. Okay, if he got caught with 1,200 bricks in 2005, find the paperwork for that. That way, this will discredit everything he's saying. You know, I believe that Cuffy's trying to shift something, though. I do, because like I said. They just took a murder conviction off your case and charged you with the guns that was committed, that you used to commit the murder. If you sent the guys to do the murder, How you only get charged with the guns that they used to commit it? I don't understand that. It said it in it when he first got when he first got when he first got arrested. When the feds first got him and it was on the news, they said
Yeah.
the complaint said he was looking to be indicted on murder charges. Then he got on here and said he was indicted on murder charges. So how did you want to get charged with the guns? And who did the guys tell on that told the ones that did it? Who did they tell on? Like they would have had to tell on you. You the one told them to do it. They couldn't tell nobody else.
Facts.
So if the two federal witnessmen who, all right, the two dudes who killed the dudes, one of the dudes was an informant, was against his brother. His brother, one of the dudes going to testify against his brother on a drug conspiracy case. He had that guy killed. Then he had another dude killed for some money. For some money shit or whatever it went. He still had him killed. The two dudes that did the killing became informants. My thing is, who did they become informants against? You understand what I'm saying? If Cuffy the one sent them to do the killings, who did they tell on?
But
That's
they
what
were
I.
told that. Oh yeah. That's your questions towards Cuffy.
Yeah,
You
I
don't got
want
no
to know who.
questions
Listen,
towards that
I'm
case.
gonna
The other
say
case.
this: Cuffy, something is wrong here, because he got charged with murder for hire, a government informant got killed. That's automatic life sentence.
But before that, he just
It's
beat the feds.
actually a death penalty case, but the mandatory minimum on that case will be life in prison if you don't get the death penalty. Hey man, I want to say this to these guys on here talking, right?
You got to
You
send the
gotta
link
watch
without
what
the
you.
ad. You got to send the link without the
All right,
ad.
you. Hey, Mike Craig and whoever else is on here. I want to say something to y'all, man. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta stop getting in y'all feelings about. We just having a conversation about somebody else. It ain't about us. Like y'all gotta stop making this shit emotional. We men, we ain't women. Like, let's
But
do this shit the right way. We having a conversation. It's dialogue. That's all it is. We ain't got to call nobody out no name and say, oh, somebody listen to informants and I don't listen to informants. Let me explain something to you. You probably ain't never fought a case in your life. You're talking to a man who did probably more than half of the time you've been alive in the federal system. So just, we having a conversation, man. Don't take this where it don't need to be. Let's have this conversation. Let's be gentlemen about it. Because it ain't against us. We just hear it, breaking down a dialogue of it. I mean, now everybody want to be a lawyer, somebody who never even fought a case, don't even understand what the statutes is about. If I ask you a statute right now, you wouldn't even know about it. Because you ain't never fought a case. So I'm trying to tell you, man, stop getting up here like y'all lawyers. Y'all dudes is regular pedestrians like everybody else. You're trying to find out some business on some shit that y'all watched on TV. The only reason why y'all interested in it is because the BMF story on TV.
facts.
So let's just get some dialogue on this shit and have a regular conversation. Man, stop calling people out their name, saying funny shit to people. Because you behind a computer. You ain't in front of them. So,
I'm gonna send it right now, GG. I'm gonna have my people send it right now, GG. I'm gonna have my people send it right now. Mike Craig wanna come up here. He wants to have a conversation with you. Or with us.
yeah, Tammy ain't
So this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say though. This is what I'm gonna say that homie
be
Cuffy
trusted.
does
She done
not
lied too many times.
Cuffy came up here. Cuffy beat the feds. Look at he just beat the feds. Why you think he was still fucking with Meech if he was just fucking beating the feds and fucking with the feds? And he happened to call Tammy and they heard and the agent heard the conversation. Or maybe she had it on speaker or whatever the case may be, but he was already beating the feds, and they was like, yo, you know what? We want him, he just beat us. So why was he moving so sloppy? He was just
Yeah,
fucking
you know what? But what happened to all these other guys on this BMF case? We don't hear nothing about these other dudes.
They're around.
Witness. You got co-conspirator, witness, co-conspirator. Damn, they got a lot of witnesses. I can't see the top dudes. I don't know what they is.
I bet
Hey,
that.
hey, Spade 9. I mean,
You got the email. The email's right there, Dada.
hey,
Chase
Spade
my
9.
dream.
In order for you to read this case, you gotta read all things, all things within the case.
All right, let's go. Y'all got the email. Chase my dream, Dada. Chase my dream. Send the email, Dada. Y'all got the email, Dada. Chase my dream. Send the email. Just put the ad to it at gmail.com. Yeah, good.
First attorney said the shit I said in that first affidavit about Meech setting this up and Meech orchestrating that and a couple more things, that was not true. But she never filed it in the court of fucking law. If she wouldn't have filed it in the court of law, then Cuffy's lawyers would have had immediate grounds to request an emergency hearing to have all the evidence secured or procured through that wiretap dismissed against him. So the case would have been dropped right then and there because they would have had an opposing affidavit to present to the judge. Right here she said this.
That's the Gmail right there. Send your Gmails in, Dada. Y'all want to come up. Send your Gmails in. That's the Gmail. Put the at gmail.com. It's right there, Dada. Let's get right.
This she recanted it right here. She recanted it because she wanted to maintain her relationship with Big Meech and she wanted to clear his name because she didn't want to come out and he didn't want to come out that he was the one who orchestrated this whole wet ass play.
You and Meech ever had any conversation? They ever try to reach out to you?
I ain't talking no motherfucking rats. Okay.
The situation with him and 50 right now. What's that all about?
50 on his ass. That's the situation with him, right? So for all of that talking about, oh man, 50, well, if that's the case, 50, you've been harboring this information, you knew he was a rat. I agreed to executive produce the show and get some money out of this shit. He ain't my friend. If you met John Gotti or if you met Sammy the Bull and you were an executive producer, you were in the entertainment business, you wouldn't want to secure the rights to Sammy the Bull story, you do a movie on him and make money off of it? If you in the movie business, we ain't on the street selling dope, selling, robbing, gang banging. I'm in the film business. I'm in the entertainment business. Me and you ain't friends.
Spade 9, who you talking
And understanding they both had they runs, right? One in the music game, one in the street.
What? You guys understand Spade 9?
I asked her who she talking to.
Game, both had very, very, very strong runs. If you had to say today, right now, who would you say is the most powerful?
Bro, listen, 50 Cent is in the entertainment business, bro. Right? The entertainment business is not the streets, bro. He went around with the Jews and the white people, right? He went around with these major corporations.
CS2 from the paperwork says it's a woman. That's true.
Think about what Big Meech was. He wasn't never the smartest tool in the shed. He was never the smartest. Southwest T was the smartest tool in the shed. Real talk, no joke. He was the real businessman. But Meech wanted to be flossy. He wanted to be fly. He wanted to tell the whole world, the world is mine. He went to Atlanta and turned a drug crew into an entertainment company and was running around this bitch with no cover, no shield, no nothing. The whole world knew what was going on. So when you ask me who more powerful, the motherfucker more powerful is the one with the bigger voice. The one with the bigger voice. That's who got the power. And just because 50 Cent decided to do the BMF story, from Big Meech's perspective, that don't mean that.
Hey, Spade 9, from my perspective of what I read, right, within the paperwork, from how it's going, it seems to say that CS2 is a woman. It doesn't clearly say that. I'm giving my perspective. I'm not saying that the paperwork is saying it.
Facts. Y'all join up. Chase your dreams. Just put the
Spade 9, I
gmail.com.
don't know who you talking to about dates and times. I never said nothing about dates and times. I don't know who you. If you talking to somebody else, state that. Don't I ain't say nothing about dates and times because I'm not sitting in front of nothing to give you dates and times. but I could pull up whatever I need to pull up. I done did it all already. I done read the whole case, both of them, and I still didn't find out when Meech met Tammy, even from his own case until this shit is Cuffy is saying. I didn't find out when Meech met Tammy. I know when she told on the kid White. I don't know when it don't say when she met Demetrius Flannery.
He said he met her when he got knocked off, that they was pen pals. Like that's
That's
coming
what
out.
this guy's saying. But
Yeah,
that
yeah,
ain't
right.
what Demetrius said.
Yeah, fact.
And that ain't what she said.
Fact.
When they saying that she met in 2003, far as from what was said in the paperwork. And he said, and this guy said he don't know when she met Meech. He met her in 2008 or 2009, which is Cuffy.
This that dog face dude again that saying why Big Meech is a rat, why he feels Big Meech is a rat.
We not
That's why.
saying Big Meech is not a rat. I'm saying they both a rat, if you ask me.
That's different. That's different. That's a different statement right there.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Meech ain't rat and Cuffy did rat. I'm saying this. I'm gonna say this, if what Cuffy is saying is true, that Meech introduced Tammy to him, and that he met Tammy in 2008 or 2009, and they did a drug transaction or whatever the case may be. If Meech hooked him up, and Meech called him on the phone for 3 times, and the third time he got him, and he said he would, if all that's true, then yeah, Meech did set the boy up. But we also got to find out what he did after they set him up.
Facts.
That's the point. Nobody not looking into that. Everybody on this Big Meech and Tammy shit. He's saying things about his own case that he has that's not even a part of what they did, even though it's on the same indictment. But with the murders and all of that, he has things that's going on that we ain't,
All right. We got Mike Craig right here too. We're gonna send you the invite, Mike Craig. We're gonna send you the invite, Mike Craig, so you can
Spade
speak.
9. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I wouldn't know nothing about no Rico that came out in Detroit. I mean, in St. Louis last year. I'm not from St. Louis.
We can get a St. Louis nigga up here though, real quick, Dada.
Hold on, let me say something to Maurice Freeman. Hold on.
Right.
Maurice Freeman, I want to ask you a question. You really believe that the government dropped a murder for hire and another killing to a 924C and a 924J and gave him 17 years for that instead of him facing life and the death penalty? Think about what you're saying, man. The guys that committed the murders, they're in jail for murder. He's getting charged with the guns that was used for the murder. I'm a guy that fought a federal case. I find that hard to believe, man. I'm saying this to Maurice Freeman. I believe Dirk Blue got a chance to make it out because there's there's circumstances in that case that's crazy. That's another topic, though.
All right, Craig Mac, you got the invite, Dada. You got the invite, GG. Sign up up here, Dada. Sign up here.
Things that the ghetto has ever produced. He's never been accused of being anything other than authentic. He's never been accused of being anything other than real. He's never been accused of anything other than being a straightforward, straight shooter. He's never been accused of doing no type of whole shit whatsoever. And most importantly, he's never been accused of telling a lie for the sake of trying to save face. My next guest is Dion Cuffy Gatlin. What's the word with you, brother?
Dog face, how you doing, my nigga?
It's a pleasure and it's an honor. I wish we could have met or made each other acquaintance under different circumstances, but we're gonna make the best out of what we got right here, brother. It's an honor to have the opportunity to talk to you, brother. And I don't want this to be a traditional interview in the sense where I'm just pitching questions to you, bro, and then you just asking questions. I wanted to have a more detailed orientated conversation so that we can get at some truth, because right now Big Meech is on the run. I just found out that his lawyers filed a lawsuit, or they filed a precursor to a lawsuit against 50 Cent, and that's why 50 Cent took all of the posts that he made about Big Meech down, because they're trying to file a lawsuit on him. So that's what's going on right now. That's breaking news going on right now.
Spade 9,
trying
they
to
pled
stymie me
guilty.
and
They
shut
didn't
him
have
up.
nobody testify.
Okay.
All right.
BMF pled
Most
guilty.
of that, what I'm hearing is coming from stars. Yeah, he's contractually locked in with stars.
Okay. Okay. So listen, brother. I think the best thing to do is really, because I interviewed Blue Da Vinci earlier today, and I asked him about your contributions to BMF overall. And he said that it is because there are rumors that Big Meech or Southwest T's first big payday in the game came from you or came from somebody who you were associated with. So I don't know how much of it you can talk about. I guess the case is in now. So I want you to answer as much as my questions as you possibly can. Anything you don't feel comfortable with, you can sidestep that motherfucker like you know you can.
Ken Martin, you're right.
I want to know, how did you meet Big Meech, and under what circumstances did you meet Big Meech and T?
I met Big Meech in the early 90s. He come to town with a friend of mine.
What, you got something to say, GG?
I'm trying to figure out who Spade 9 is. You got a name like Spade 9. Is that a man, a woman? What? I don't want to talk to a woman and talk to her like I'm talking to a man. I don't want to.
You good. They just viewers, the data. You good. You talk to them directly, the data firm. Talk to all of them the same. They were straight.
The older gentleman, KT. We're about the same age, so we just hit it off, man. We hit it off. We started getting money together. We moved our families down to Atlanta in the early 90s. So this is nothing new. A nigga ain't have nothing. You know what I mean? So, really the niggas in the D was Lil Boy and the nigga.
Right.
So, when I got the nigga to the loop, I'm telling nigga, come on down here, nigga. I'm gonna put you on 10. And that's exactly what I did.
Right. Is it true that you actually showed him the value or how to properly move or maneuver in the game, and that you put his first $1 million cash in his hand? Is that true?
That's very true. Like I said, nigga didn't have nothing. So like I said, I put his game on 10. I'm the first nigga to put $1 million in the nigga hand, and the nigga cried. And the nigga exact words were to me was, the niggas been holding them back in the D.
That's a little known fact, because most people who are not from that era, they think that Big Meech left Detroit a millionaire already. They're under the impression that when he left because he had grew too big to be here. They don't understand that that's not what was happening. They don't understand that some of the bigger motherfuckers in Detroit were holding their nuts on Big Meech. So he migrated to the South because that was the best thing for him to do.
No, the truth is, he was never that type of nigga in the D. His money didn't come out of the D. His brick.
We just heard that. We just heard all that. We just heard all that. Your boy Your boy got some explaining to do. Cuffy got some explaining to do. Big Meech, he got to come out, you know what I'm saying, stand tall, because a lot of people cheering him on, You know what I'm saying? A lot of people cheering
Yeah,
him on.
yeah, they going. Let me tell you something. People cheer fame. Today's world don't really care what really went on. They just don't want Cuffy to be able to say that Meech is a rat. That's what's going on now. But the thing is, right, what the paperwork says is what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with who's saying who what. But Cuffy, from the deliberations he's giving on his own case, something ain't right there. Something ain't right there. We
Right.
still want to know how you get charged with the murder weapons and not the murder when you hired the guys to do the murder.
If he said that they was pen pals, that he was lying from the jump, that he keeps lying, who's making them noises,
I don't know. Somebody else in here snoring and some shit.
Hey, my bad, y'all, boy. Fucking allergies.
Oh, somebody just listening down there.
I think it's tweaking.
Yo, Spade 9 is acting like she's an attorney. She said, fuck what the guy said. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You sure, You sure, big homie? I say, listen, man. I'm telling you the nigga bad news, homie. This is what I'm telling you, man. So the party with me with these words with that, I got to holler at the homie, man. He got to explain this. My words for him was, nigga, how can you explain this shit, homie?
And they said 50 Cent getting sued by Big Meech. That's why he took all those posts down that he been making. But they did, Rack 100 came to Instagram and he had said that he got a text message from somebody. But then again, man, you know how these dudes play it, man. But, I ain't going to show that clip or nothing because we don't want no type of issues. So what we're going to do, man, is we're going to let y'all hear what Cuffy had to say, man.
Yes.
So let's see what Cuffy had to say. But before we see what Cuffy had to say,
I read and what Sean G read, I skipped over a lot of stuff. Sean G read that part. I just highlighted it on my part. That CI2 was a woman. Yes, they said that. They was in the car with the agent, some shit. I go read back on it and come back to you. But yes, he says CI2 was a woman.
That's a fact. That's a fact. They give you the thing. Now we good, Dada. We good, Dada. We staying firm, Dada. We good. Will Foster, what's good?
Will Foster said, "Give bro some music next." Oh shit.
That's a fact, though. That shit was crazy. All right, bet.
I'm going to need y'all to smash them likes, run them likes up for
Face. My next guest is Dion Cuffy Gatlin. What's the word with you, brother?
Oh, Face, how you doing, man?
It's a pleasure and it's an honor. I wish we could have met or made each other acquaintance under different circumstances, but we're gonna make the best out of what we got right here.
Spade 9.
Brother, it's an honor to have the opportunity.
I've seen all of the paperwork, not just Tammy's testimony, not just Tammy's debriefing, none of that. I've seen it all. I've been Sean G. I've read it myself, and then Sean G read it. I've read it that way. I've read it on my own. I've read it through other people reading it. We 90% of the people on here have seen all of the paperwork you're talking about. But we ain't going that deep in it to specify every
We went through it
in detail. We skimming over it by giving of what. See me, I've been in the federal system, so I don't got to read everything to know what's going on. I'm telling y'all this. Cuffy got some explaining to do. Meech could have done whatever he did, but we talking about the second half of your case. Where did them guys that committed them murders? We want to know, how did they break it down for you to a 924C and 924J and only charge you with the weapons, that was being used for the murders, if you hired the guys to do the murders. That's what we want to know. We don't want to know all this other shit. Everybody keep talking about Meech and this and that and that. See, the people making Meech look bad because they trying to get in your brain and say, for your brain to say he's not a ratchet. Everybody got their own opinion.
You
know what
gotta
I'm saying?
read.
Everybody from Detroit is trying to uplift Meech.
I read through all the paperwork. Though, and we got all Meech's paperwork, and we got all the 848, and we got the situation. We got it all.
Right.
It's all
and
here.
I want to say this: an 848 case, when you plead guilty, is not a mandatory life sentence. Don't ever let nobody tell you that.
That's a fact. So
it's 20 years to life. He got 30 years.
That's a Fendi. Let me see.
No, I did not read the FBI press release. I need that.
The press release.
Yeah, I didn't read the press release when the press release is when they first get them. And they first lock you up.
All right, we're not just here, Dada. We're not just here just skimming through, Dada. What you want us to do? You want us to bring us the paperwork?
Spade 9 is a woman, and I guess she probably paid for everything. She got the press release and all of that. I don't need to read the press release.
So the paperwork.
Hey, listen, that's all you need to show her. You showing her you got it. That's all you need to show her. She don't need to, you ain't got to go through all that reading it and all that shit. Unless you want to put it up there and we go through it and we give our deliberations like that. But you don't got to show her that you got it.
Yeah. But I just want to let them know this ain't no goofy shit. We stand out business over here.
You can't speak on this stuff if you ain't read it.
Yeah, facts.
Certain stuff you can't get from somebody else.
Facts. And we got more though. And you want to see more? We got more though. We got more. You know what I'm saying? We got it all, Dada. Because you gotta have it. And you gotta show it. And we telling you that it don't say his name like that, Dada. But if y'all want to put his name in there, we can see it. But you know what I'm saying? We got it. We got everything was called with. We got everything. We got the 848. We got, you know what I'm saying? Territory membership, allies, all that. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what we on right now. We already discussed all that. We on different. You know what I'm saying? We on something different right now. We discussed all that.
And I don't want this to be a traditional interview in the sense where I'm just pitching questions to you, bro, and then you just asking questions. I wanted to have a more detailed orientated conversation so that we can get at some truth. Because right now, Big Meech,
Homie got a lot to say about Big Meech, and the homie just blatantly just keep antagonizing Big Meech for no apparent reason. Well, he got a reason.
But the thing is this: he's
money.
not going into what Cuffy own case is about. The murders and this and that and third. We want to know that.
Yeah. They just want to know about they know about Big Meech and shit like that. And all his fuck ups and his
we ain't on Big Meech right now.
Facts.
Lawsuit, or they filed a precursor to a lawsuit against 50 Cent, and that's why 50 Cent took all of the posts that he made about Big Meech down, because they're trying to file a lawsuit on him. So that's what's going on right now. That's breaking news going on right now. He's trying to stymie me and shut him up.
Okay.
All right.
Most of that, what I'm hearing is coming from Stars. He's contractually locked in with Stars.
Okay. So listen, brother. I think the best thing to do is really, because I interviewed Blue Da Vinci earlier today, and I asked him about your contributions to BMF overall. And he said that it is because there are rumors that Big Meech or Southwest T's first big payday in the game came from you or came from somebody who you were associated with. So I don't know how much of it you can talk about. I guess the case is in now. So I want you to answer as much as my questions as you possibly can. Anything you don't feel comfortable with, you can sidestep that motherfucker like you know you can. But I want to know, how did you meet Big Meech and under what circumstances did you meet Big Meech and T?
I met Big Meech in the early 90s. He come to town with a friend of mine, an older gentleman, KT. We about the same age, so we just hit it off, man. We hit it off. We started getting money together, and we moved.
We need it. We just need it. We need to see the documentary, Dada. We need to see the documentary, Dada. Fuck all the gossip. Fuck what got going on. Tell me whatever you say that you got, Dada. Either you gonna show it, Dada, or you just playing. You gonna play filthy, Dada. That's just what it is, Dada. Because you've been doing niggas dirty. So how can we actually take you to be automatically a winner, Dada? What you've been doing, Dada? It's fucking everybody in BMF, Dada. Saying
Right.
man, up, Dada. You know what I'm saying? Doing mad different, like doing mad different shit. How can we actually trust you? We don't know if we can trust you. Cuffy, Dada. We understand what you saying, Dada, but you saying that, yo, you got a family, that you got this, you don't want people talking crazy on your name and shit like that. You don't want people calling you hot. You don't want people calling you pop, whatever the case may be. But you gonna sit there and you gonna say with just the same words you said that. You gonna sit there and say the same thing about me. So that
Yo, Spade 9. Wait a minute, girl. 50 Cent, if 50 Cent can make money off of Tammy, her information and the documentary on everything she got to say and all that shit, he gonna do it. He's a regular pedestrian. He ain't no criminal no more. Like, people got their mind fucked up. 50 Cent is a law-abiding citizen. All he wants is some money. Like, he don't care nothing about, technically, he don't even care about who ratted and who didn't. That's not why he's not talking to Big Meech. He not talking to Big Meech because Big Meech went and betrayed him and was trying to do something with his enemy. 50 don't care nothing about no motherfucking who's snitching and who ain't snitching. He's a law-abiding citizen from New York, where I'm from. I mean, let me tell you this. I care about it because I'm a felon.
yeah,
That's why.
yeah.
So 50, I'm a criminal. I was a criminal. I changed my life now, but I was a criminal.
You
So
don't know
I
about
care
citizen.
about that type of shit because I hate rats myself.
Yeah,
So 50 don't care about that though. 50 is a businessman who's a millionaire who's making money while he's sleeping right now. He could care less about Meech telling and this one telling. His only problem is he feel betrayed because Meech, he feel like Meech went behind his back and did something with his arch enemy. So yeah, that's his only problem with him. Do I believe 50 knew all this shit that they talking about now before Meech got out of jail? Yeah, he did. He just ain't give a fuck.
that's a fact. He trying to get to the bag.
Moved our families down to Atlanta and everything.
So you just said that 50 knew about it. He didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna say this to you. Put yourself in 50 shoes.
Yeah.
You an entrepreneur. You got all this good shit going on. TV shows, music. You got people coming out. All right, these people come to you with a documentary. You make it into a series. You go to Stars. Stars gives you a certain amount of money for the documentary. Now you got to pay all of them. We ain't gonna go through all of that. I'm just saying this. Would you care who Meech is or ain't? We talking about money here. You a law-abiding citizen at the time. It don't matter listen. A regular pedestrian does not care about who ratted and who didn't. They don't. So 50 is in it for the money. 50 could have it could have been anybody. It had to be Big Meech and whoever the fuck else. Like I said, if he can make money from Cuffy's story, he gonna do it. If he can make money from Tammy's story, he gonna do it. It's all about money. It ain't about, he don't give a fuck about who told.
You can't necessarily say that. You can't necessarily well, niggas say you can't necessarily say that 50 Cent. I mean, Meech don't owe 50 Cent no type of loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
That's just like
50 Cent. Meech owes 50 Cent loyalty behind what he did for his son.
But that's between him and his son. Let them rock.
No. That's not between him and his son. That's between. Let me say you something. 50 didn't do that documentary because of his son.
Yeah.
Why they keep saying somebody snoring on the live? Who else is on live but us? I don't see nobody else. None of us ain't snoring. We talking.
They're talking about homie that was up here.
They said he's snoring.
All that shit. Homie said he got the allergies. Yeah. So I bet. An ex-felon does care, and there's a lot. 5 was friends with hip-hop police.
Yeah, ex-felon does care. I explained that part, Angel Rodriguez. I explained that part. I'm an ex-felon myself. I care about who I deal with.
50's friends with hip-hop police.
50's a law-abiding citizen, man.
Yeah. All right,
50's a law-abiding citizen. He don't listen, let me tell you something. The most notorious motherfuckers that in the rap game is friends with hip-hop police. Hip-hop police come to you. It ain't like you can deny them nothing. We're not talking about snitching or nothing like that. We're talking about if they walk up to you and speak to you, what you gonna do?
Yo, this dude, that ain't a girl, cause he's saying my baby and shit like that. That's just how Detroit niggas talk, Bandada. So that nigga.
No, that Spade 9 person said they're a girl. They said it.
Oh, they said they is Detroit. Nah, but that's how they talk. Detroit niggas talk like that. They be like, yo, what's good?
Listen, man, I had a Detroit nigga as my celly in the feds for a little while. Good dude, man.
Yeah.
Good dude, strong dude, good man. He ended up going in the cell with one of his homies after that, but he came off the bus. There was really basically nowhere else to put him, and I'm black and he black. They wasn't gonna put him in there with no Mexican or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So they put him in there with me.
Yeah.
You know, he a good man. Let me tell you how good of a man he is. I put my paperwork on the bed. He you know, I even let him read it, even knowing he wasn't staying there.
Yeah.
If you come in my cell, I gotta do that. So he was reading and he was like, yo, they get ready to move me. One of my homies cells became free. I said, this is what you do. That paperwork I got there for you, you take it with you. When you finish with it, you give it back to me. He was like,
don't give a fuck
New York,
about
cool.
who ratted. BMF series will be replaced by the Florence twins story. They said they was doing some shit like that.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I just explained that 50 don't care about who ratted. He doesn't care. It's not like he cares about that. That nigga's a law-abiding citizen who's making millions of dollars as a pedestrian. People coming to him with all type of shit.
Yeah. So if Meech it, I bet.
Now they saying who the
what?
CSI I was reported. This Spade 9. CS2 I was reported it was Rosie Perez.
So this is nothing new. Ain't have nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, really the D was Lil Boy.
Right.
So, you know, when I got into the loop, you know, I'm told, come on down here. I'm gonna put you on 10. And that's exactly what I did.
Right. Is it true that you
across America, predicting the outcome of the big game just got a whole.
He put him on 10, then he surpassed you. It's all right.
Of him the value or how
we gotta understand this is a one-sided story now. This is not two-sided. We gotta hear what Meech's gonna say. Remember, this is a one-sided story. We hearing him say he put him on, and how many dudes we seen lie about some shit like this?
At least Meech's gonna get some money for his interview, though. But that's for his interview. All this shit's gonna accumulate to some shit that he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think all this shit gonna blow over, man. I think whatever the truth is, as far as Meech is concerned, because we didn't see nothing that's saying that Meech did anything. Tammy is the one that mentioned his name. The government never got no statements from Meech. They got everything they got is through Tammy. Tammy never said that Meech told her to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? She did mention his name when they asked her, "Why are you doing this?" She said, "They said, are you getting paid to do this?" She gave him the information for that, saying that dude was retiring and he was hooking up with the next prosecutor, and they was paying her. They paid her 55,000 first, and then 81,000 the second time. It doesn't say that Demetrius Flannery said anything to the government against Cuffy Gatling. It doesn't say that nowhere. And it don't say that he participated in third party snitching, which third party snitching, what people don't understand is they still have to go to the person that they're helping. Their attorney has to still sign something, or the person that they're helping has to sign something through their attorney for it to work. They don't have none of that. So where's this coming from? And Meech got his downward departure from the 821 law, which is the First Amendment Act law. They gave him a 2-point enhancement. They took off the enhancements. I don't know how many they took off. They took off the enhancements, and that's how he got his time reduced from 30 years. He only did 19 years because
you didn't see who CS2 is because the part is sealed on that case. Well, y'all don't know.
I'm gonna say it again. I said that they're saying CS2 was a woman. They said that. I never said I seen nothing that said CS2 was a woman. I'm going off what people are saying in that matter.
CS2 name is not in none of the paperwork.
No, CS2, let me explain something to you. The only reason why Tammy's name is in the paperwork is because she did extracurricular things. But when they put you, listen, when you go to court, right, and they make a complaint against you,
facts.
They don't give you go to trial. I don't give a fuck how long your case go on. Your complaint says CS1, CS2, CS3, CS4. How many people tell on you? It can say CS all the way up to 10, but you would never get no names. What you got to do is put it together. When you reading it, you know who you did shit with.
Facts.
So you're gonna know who did what. See, this comes with fighting a case. You know, listen, it's gonna tell you on or about whatever such and such date in 2000 and whatever such and such took place. CIS1 says da 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 da.
They said they from Detroit. These people from Detroit that you didn't know who CS2 was until they told you, whoever this person is.
What?
That you ain't know nothing about who CS2 was until they told you.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. I've read what I read, right? Yeah. I didn't know who CLS2 was until I started listening to others get more information on these podcast stations. People with more paperwork than me. I don't have all of it. You can't get all of it. You know, it's a person named Eon that DC Blacks. He got all the paperwork. He got the sealed shit. He got it before she sealed it. Because Tammy's the one that got the paperwork sealed due to the fact that she was saying she feels threatened for her life.
And they saying that she could have lied on the stand herself.
Okay.
Well, if she did that.
Let me say this, man. I'm gonna say this again, man. I done said this 30 times. I fought a federal case myself. I seen people go to court. I seen people go to the courthouse, lie all the way through, go to court, get their 5K1 ripped up, and get life in prison. I seen it my own self. I seen the dudes come back crying. I seen him with my own eyes, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm listening.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like it. But Spade 9. It don't matter if you're from Detroit. That shit don't got nothing to do with this. Detroit don't got no more leverage than nobody else. It's all public information. I could go right downtown to my courthouse with whoever's name and numbers that case is over with and get all their paperwork. So what Detroit got to do with that? You're talking to a man who fought a federal case himself. Anybody that ever was in the federal system, If I get their name and numbers and their case is over, I could get every piece of their paperwork. I ain't got to go to their city. I could go right downtown to my city, to my courthouse, to the clerk office, give them the name and numbers, give them $15, and they'll give me the documents that I need for each document. The sentencing minutes, $15. If I want the judgment and conviction, $15. If I want the PS, whatever I want,
They saying
I could
St.
do that.
Louis. They saying Cuffy was with the CS2 and the other color angel.
We're not saying that he wasn't. We're not saying that he wasn't. It said that when he was hooked up, he was on the phone with CS2 or whoever CS2 is. He was on the phone with them.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Hey, whoever Spade 9 is, you just talking, man.
He got it. Say that, GG. We staying on point. We gotta stay more aware than ever, the daughter. You gotta stay more aware than ever, the daughter.
You gotta be able to, when you read in something, you don't gotta read everything. Because once you read a certain part, right? When you've been through this yourself, once you start reading, you know where the next part is going because you've been through it.
Facts. And where's it going?
Spade 9, you said you was just at work. Now you gotta take a shower. How you taking a shower at work?
That's a fact. So your boy Cuffy got a lot of explaining to do. That's just what we got. We still got
Listen, we gotta take ourselves out of the Big Meech situation and
yeah.
the logical circumferences of what he said out of his own mouth pertaining to his case. He said this out of his own mouth. We didn't say anything. We listened to him say it. That he was charged with murder. And it's another guy on here that got the press release of when he was he got it up on his page of when they locked Cuffy up. I got when the next time I go the next time I go on his page, I'm gonna make sure I got it to fill it in for you. Cuffy was charged with murder in the beginning.
Yep.
And then it turned into a 924C and a 924J of the murder weapons. But how could that happen if they're saying you hired someone to murder someone? That's all I'm saying.
No. We need answers. They want to do all this shit with Big Meech, the dollar. Cuffy's about to get the same, the dollar. And a lot of people's about to now. A lot of people gonna feel sort of way because Cuffy's still knocked off, and he's pleading not to be speaking on his name like that because he's in a penitentiary. But they gave everybody. They waited for Big Meech to come out, but he didn't wait for Big Meech to come out. He been saying all this shit, the dollar. He been coming through all this type of shit, the dollar. So we can't actually. Cuffy, we can't just say let Cuffy play victim and be like, yo, don't put my name in it. GG, now you're gonna have to explain the data, and it's not actually our fault the data that you gotta explain. It's actually your own fault that you gotta explain the data because you
gotta explain those points, that part. Cuffy gotta explain those factors. You can't just get on there and say you can't let your press release what your charges are. You can't put your co-defendants' names up there in the paperwork from the beginning, and then say, "Oh, but I got charged with this." First of all, you got charged with murder. It said it is in your matter of fact, it's in your indictment that you got charged with murder. So if you got charged with murder.
You got charged with murder.
How did it go from to just being charged with the weapons is what we want to understand. All right, we understand the weapons was a part of the murder. But if you sent some men to murder somebody, that's a mandatory minimum of life and a maximum penalty of death. So they're going to throw that out and charge you with just possession of a 924C and a 924J and give you 17 years for that part of the case. You only got 10 years for the drugs, but you got caught with a lot of drugs. That's another thing. You got some explaining to do, Cuffy. You can't, you know.
That's a fact.
So, listen.
So before he talks on Meech, he gotta explain his little part. He gotta explain his life story. He gotta explain his shit before he's speaking on another nigga because his shit's looking a little iffy. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, my thing is right. Okay, he came out on the Meech situation. He came out on that situation. That was a situation that he came out on.
Yeah.
He you know, that was what he brought him to YouTube with whoever. He came out on that situation. He said his parts on that situation. But once he started showing his own paperwork and it starts to show difference than what he's saying. Now we got to look into that. We want to know the details of that.
And he had his daughter going doing his roundabouts too, and his baby mama, the daughter. That's mad crazy.
I see that. What he's trying to do is he's trying to manipulate it to where nobody's gonna look into his paperwork. But if you listen to Sean G said it. You know, Sean G said, "Listen, you got people on the internet saying, what about your paperwork? You know, what about Cuffy's paperwork? They're saying your paperwork ain't no good and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He said that.
Remember,
and he hung up.
Listen, remember, I told you to look at when he asked Sean G. When Sean G asked him about the murders and the guns and all of that. You see Sean G's face?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's a person's body expressions tells you if they believe something or not.
We were showing the video. We were showing the video that he was doing about Cuffy today, asking people if anybody got paperwork to show in and shit like that. That nigga looked mad sad. And then he said he had paperwork and he never read it.
Yeah, he got I think he got an appeal that Cuffy put in or something like that, he was saying.
Yeah, that's just different. Like, bro, you know you could have got the paperwork, bro. You want me to get it? I mean, I'll get it first if you want me to.
But Cuffy got some explaining to do as far as his own situation. Like that murder of an informant, that's punishable by death in the federal system.
How you get off of that? That's different.
That's what I'm saying.
Who's Antonio James?
He just came up there and was talking about Cuffy with the murders of the informants. But he only murdered one informant, not two. The other guy wasn't an informant.
Oh, but it's two bodies?
It's two bodies, though.
Shit, different.
Cash in his hand. Is that true?
That's very true. Like I said, they didn't have nothing, you know. So, like I said, I put his game on 10. I'm the first to put $1 million in the hand and then cried. And the exact words were to me was been holding them back in the deep.
That's
Freeman.
So that's a little known fact because most people who are not from that era, they think
they said you sure it wasn't three? It was three bodies.
I only seen two. I ain't seen three.
that Big Meech left Detroit a millionaire already. They're under the impression that when he left because he had grew too big to be here. They don't understand that that's not what was happening. They don't understand that some of the bigger in Detroit were holding their nuts on Big Meech. So he migrated to the South because that was the best thing for him to do.
No, Rick, the truth is, no, he was never that type of entity. His money didn't come out of the D. His bread came out of the loot. And the real reason why they ran down south is so that when he did get on, he didn't have to show that real love to them PA who held him down forever.
Right. And that's another little known fact, because when they talk about Big Meech or T and BMF overall in Detroit, they always stay on Southwest. They never talk about the contribution that the Puritan Ave or the PA or the Yay boys made in terms of initially.
You heard that Southwest T maybe do a fucking deal with 50 Cent because he still own his life rights and do a show. So maybe that's just all talk. We don't believe that shit.
Holding him down, protecting him, and really kind of like helping him do what he do while he was in Detroit.
Listen, homie, PA was his muscle. These some E-course, homie. Let's be real about this. So the PA was his muscle. So when it really got on, ran off on him for real. You feel me?
Right.
It ran down south on him. That's the truth.
Right. I got you. So listen, I have a series of questions, brother, and I want to do a timeline thing because right now the whole world, they're kind of like focusing in on what Meech knew, what he didn't know, at what the time did he know something, and
we gonna cut all that short, homie.
Okay.
They've been playing all them games for the longest, hiding and ducking. The agent testified that Demetrius Flannery was aware of the deal, and that Demetrius had one request, and that his name does not appear in any document. This was Special Agent Keith Cromer's testimony. CS1 testified. Tammy Collins.
Honestly, they try to say that he got the deal. He didn't get the deal he got the deal from the 848 before time, for when they told him to let him know what's all his drug spots is at, where's all the money, where's all the drugs and everything, and he turned in all the drugs, and he turned in all the money, he turned in the mad shit, and they say that he got the deal from the 848, but
who's saying that? Who's saying that?
That's what I heard from a BMF member.
First of all, if he would have did all of that, that's ratting. So he didn't do it.
Yeah, that's why at first Southwest T didn't want to plead to the deal. He was like, yo, I don't want to plead to that deal. He didn't want to plead to the deal.
Listen. Southwest T just didn't want to go to trial. I mean, he wanted to go to trial. He didn't want to plead guilty at all.
Yeah. So he was mad.
Listen, if Meech would have gave up all that information, he would have never been able to have a co-defendant meeting with Southwest T. He would have never been able to do that because that's cooperating. So whoever telling you that, they don't know what they're talking about. Him and Southwest T had a co-defendant meeting to state that if Southwest T was going to take the plea or not. Meech was trying to convince him to take the plea so they can get global plea points. So you can't have a co-defendant meeting if you give up any information.
And they said the meeting was disastrous.
Yes, they did say the meeting was disastrous. Only reason why they say that is because Southwest T didn't want to take the plea. He ended up convincing him to do it, but that's why of course it'd be disastrous if, let's say it was me and you. If I come to you and say, yo, man, I think that we should take the plea deal on the board right now, take the 30 years and run. You'd be like, hell no. I feel like I could win that trial. So does that sound disastrous? Yes, because you don't agree with me. So that's all that's about. Don't listen to how white people word things and we try to make it into bigger than what it is.
All right.
That Demetrius Flannery was aware. She signed to be a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. She had the courtroom cleared out. If you go on Pacer, pull my docket sheet, you'll see what CS1 requested that the courtroom be closed.
Gotcha. Let me ask you a question, Cuffy. At any time during the initial stages of your indictment involving this whole Tammy Collins thing, did you talk to Big Meech or did you send a message to Big Meech in any way to tell him or to alert him of what was going on?
We sent Big Meech certified mail. Big Meech set me up and Tammy set me up with this thing in 2013. That's the last time I've heard from this. We sent them correspondence through the attorneys. Asking him, is he aware that his name is in court sworn documents?
Hold on,
sending me a truckload of cocaine. He never responded. We know he got the mail because
I want to say something to y'all. If Meech told on him, he can send him no correspondence mail. They wouldn't allow it to go through. He might not know they're not allowing it to go through, but his attorneys will. So that's bullshit.
All right.
We sent everything certified. I have not heard from this of 32 years since they set me up in 2013.
So what in the is all these? So right now, some of the most well-known members of BMF, like J-Bo, for example, J-Bo, he is strangely, suspiciously silent about all these facts that are coming out. I believe J-Bo is from St. Louis, isn't he?
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken.
They were from St. Louis, but he got a couple times, and they put him in the trunk, and maybe you know about it. You know the people who did this shit. Y'all played them. Y'all played Big Meech.
I never knew J-Bo. He was cool with my little brother, Magic, or Wani.
Nigga.
He passed on the first BMS indictment. He passed on USP Atlanta from an asthma attack. So I never knew J-Bo. He was always one of the little homies. But that's a hell of a question, man. When he got home, I think around 2018.
Now, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to smash that on your way out. Also, I need y'all to hit that sub button, man. Let's get it to 50,000 subscribers. That's where we headed. Everybody been on his neck and exposing them. But let's get back to what Cuffy was saying, man.
So I got some good people, man. Yo, I got to get off this joint. Holla at Tammy. Let's get it.
Right. But so that's how it started. So
that's how it started.
When you were, I talked to Blue earlier, and Blue said that when you came back in the day, when you came down, he gave you access to the Bentley, I believe it was. He said that when you were moving around, that you were moving around in part with Tammy in the attempt to kind of like sell the story. What was your relationship with Tammy as it relates to the BMF story and the life rights of Meech? What y'all was trying to do with that?
He introduced me to Tammy around 2009. My job was to cure a movie script. And so that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights and that I would get us a deal, which me and Louis Burrell did. Louis Burrell is an Oakland nigga who was MC Hammer's big brother.
Got you.
My nigga, we go way back. I fucked around with him on the music tip years and years ago. Good nigga, got Hollywood in a headlock. And so me and Tammy had been taking meetings in LA for years, starting back in 2009. So we had nothing to do with any.
That's what they're saying. They're trying to say that, that Big Meech, Big Meech over here beefing with 50 Cent for the money, that he fucked up because they was willing to give this man, when they was gonna give this man way more money, because they had it in the pocket, and they was gonna just have, you know what I'm saying, they was gonna give it to him, but you know what I'm saying, he wanted to do it legitimate, probably. Who knows, maybe he didn't want to go that route.
Drugs, anything was perfectly legal. As a matter of fact, all of this documented in the case, in the paperwork.
Got you.
So let's get back to Blue and the Blue Bentley Coupe.
Okay.
So do you feel like he stole? Like, do you feel like he told on himself?
Nah.
When I come to town,
what's that?
I said, how did he tell on himself? He just talking about
from being hot, from getting out from the feds, being in the feds, fucking with Tammy, fucking with Meech, why Meech is hot, fucking they not hot like they hot like
hey,
they say
but they I'm saying this. Listen to this.
Mistakes.
Meech is was his man, so he's saying Meech was his man back then. So if your man go to jail, you're not gonna stop talking to your man because you feel your man is solid. You're not gonna stop talking to him because you and him got that rapport where he's a solid dude. So you're not gonna stop taking his calls or whatever the case may be. So I can't say that he made himself hot, whatever.
Yeah.
If what he's saying about the Tammy situation is real, that means that Meech did do what he's saying he did. Because he wouldn't even be next to Tammy to do all that shit. Meech told him about it. Know what I'm saying? Meech is the one that told him to get with Tammy to make the movie deal. Tammy got the life rights. So how would he know that if Meech ain't tell him?
I run into the homie, Lil Blue. I grab the car, and so I'm moving around. But before that, the nigga Meech sent another Mexican at me that was a government informant, confidential source. I didn't know that the nigga was bad, but when I meet him, he rubbed me the wrong way. You feel me?
Right.
And so I bag up both of them. But come 2018, when we get the discovery, I find out that he was an agent. And that a confidential source had introduced us to. Who introduced me to him? Nobody, nothing other than Big Meech. Nothing came out of that because he rubbed me the wrong way. He got to talking about who caused this, man. Is it paid for? So it just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't think he was a police or anything. I didn't think he was a police, but he was just weird. You feel me?
Right.
But
Weird.
Fast forward to 2018. That's in the DEA 6 reports. That a confidential source introduced me to that confidential source. Who was the confidential source?
It can only be one person. The person who introduced you to him, and you know who introduced you to him. So let me ask you a question, Cuffy. Why do you think, and this is an obvious question, and it may be a slow question for me to ask you, but I have to ask you nevertheless. It's part of my due diligence process, right? Why do you think that it is so hard for people who understand that these type of things happen every day inside the game? Why do you think they're having such a hard time grasping or understanding or accepting the fact that Big Meech didn't want to do that motherfucking 30 years?
Listen, man, you have to understand this generation. You have to understand this generation.
Hold on, stop.
Most of these niggas, they got.
They saying that Meech didn't want to do the 30 years.
Facts.
What? Meech done already. He's saying Meech didn't want to do the 30 years. So if Meech did all of this to you and you got sentenced already, you got sentenced in probably 2015. Why didn't he come home then? If he did all of this to you and he was supposed to get a time cut from it, which he never got, why wouldn't he have been home already if they sentenced you already on all the ordeals? So what is he talking about? This not making no sense now. Meech never got a deal from this shit. So what is he talking about?
He never got the deal because he said he made the deal go down. He made the deal.
He got convicted for whatever Tammy told on him. He got convicted for that. He got 10 years for it. The drug deals, he got 10 years for it. If Meech sent Tammy at him, why Meech didn't get a time cut for that? I just want to know.
They got caught with the agent and they trying
that
to
don't
say
have
that
nothing to do with it. The case never got thrown out. The case is he got sentenced for whatever Tammy did to him. He got 10 years for it. Whatever she did with that agent had nothing to do with it. Didn't do nothing to their case. They actually convicted him on charges for that case. So why didn't Meech get a time cut for it? I'm just asking that.
Yeah. All right. So you're saying that he's a little.
Meech never got a time cut. Meech got his time off the 821 law, which is what passed, what Donald Trump passed, and he got his time cut from that, from the enhancement law. That's what it's basically called. The First Step Act is an enhancement law. So if they enhanced him for things of criteria on his case or from his previous history, they took it off. And that's how he was able to get down to 19 years or whatever it was. And he got time served and he went home because they took the enhancement.
So he did his time.
Right. The enhancement laws took him down to 19 years. So what this shit Cuffy is saying is not really,
I don't know.
It's not adding up all the way. People keep talking about Meech got 11C1C. 11C1C is that's what it is.
Facts.
Mentality. He didn't tell on me. You feel me? You got niggas running around in every city now. This generation, they're running around with reps because they got a bag. You feel me? I've lost 30-year partners. Some Detroit niggas, I ain't gonna say their name, you understand, who told me, yo, man, the homie was trying to get the Mexican. He wasn't aiming at you. I'm like, nigga, what? You telling me that the homie was trying to tell on the Mexican, and that's cool? So you're dealing with a different generation, homie.
Yeah, I get you. So let's stay on this Mexican angle for a second, because one of the hot topics right now, and this is something that you maybe would chime in on or elaborate on. One of the hot topics that's going on now in the whole YouTube space and YouTube streets is that Pacific South, the Southern California Mexicans, for example, who are connected to the cartels across that border, that they don't have no problem operating as the long hand for the DEA and FBI and other government agencies, and they don't have the same hangups when it comes to telling on black people. So in short, they saying these Mexicans in South LA, they hate niggas and they set niggas up, and it's not against their own constitution to tell on niggas and give niggas up as long as they ain't giving their own up. Do you know anything about that? Have you heard anything about that?
He's saying that if that's the case, then Meech could do the same to them. I guess that's what he's saying.
He's saying that's what Mexicans do. They just don't give up their own.
Yeah, they don't give up their own and shit like
that. He's saying allegedly though. He's saying that's what he heard.
He said that's what he heard, and Cuffy said that's what he heard.
Yeah, he's saying that's what he know. So I'm gonna say this right here. I've never seen the Mexicans' paperwork, but I have seen some Mexicans run dudes off the pound because they hot. I've seen it in every gang, from every city. I've seen it all. So I don't know what he talking about. They allow people to tell, and they take them in and even I've seen dudes. Let me tell you something. They some of the roughest motherfuckers in the federal system. Like they kill against their own. Like the white boys, the same thing. Against their own, they rough.
Yeah. So they ain't doing that. You saying that shit ain't happening now?
Nah, I mean you ain't coming in here hot. These niggas got 90 years, and you gonna bring your hot ass in here and just live? Nah, they don't do that, man. That's why I said people gotta stop just saying shit. It don't work that way.
All right, we about to leave this on a positive note. Ladaro, you want to say some positive shit, GG?
Man, for the youth, man, just y'all keep your heads out of this type of life. I'm saying it's good to listen to it on here so you know what not to do. But keep your heads out of this type of life to try to go the positive route. And always listen, you ain't got to go to college, man. The best thing to do is go get a trade so you can own your own business. I keep saying that. I'm going to say that every time I'm online. Because it's 3 times cheaper. And if you're trying to be a doctor or something, you'll be paying for the rest of your life. But if you go get if you go to school for brick masonry, whatever, you could start your own company, get your own trucks, you could do your own thing. That way you ain't got to wait to become rich. You can become rich right away in a couple of years. But you ain't got to go to school, then be 5 years old by the time you start your career. Then it takes you another 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get the career up and running. Another 5 years for you to open your own practice. You're 60 already. Like, how much longer you got to go? If you finish high school, go get a trade, start a business. You 20 years old, you running through the roof. That's something that we failed at. We failed at that. We thought that the street way was the way, That ain't the way, man.
Anything you want to say,
you, so y'all do the right thing, man, on that note, man. On that note, I'm out of here. And I'll check on you tomorrow, man.
All right, All
right, peace.
Yo, Cuff, you gotta pull up. So you gotta show up, because you've been doing malice, you know what I'm saying, and you've been antagonizing people, so you know what I'm saying. That's just how it works, GG. And as for Meech, they say that you stood solid, you stood down, but you know what I'm saying, the paperwork or something. So you gonna have to come out, do your interview, let everything be known what you're saying, because Cuffy, we don't think that. We see that he feels a sort of way towards you, so we gotta understand why he's feeling this type of way. And a lot of shit that he's saying is up and it goes around. It's like a circus. A lot of shit's turned into a circus show, GG. So we gotta get more aware till we confirm it down. I have it firm. You heard? That's just what it is, GG. You know what I'm saying? 50, that shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? You could have, you know what I'm saying? If anything, Money they ain't even really the cycle. It doesn't matter. But if it is about the money, who knows? Like I said, Meech could have asked like, yo, you ain't paid. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got enough money. We spent the money, so we gonna fuck with different niggas and this, that. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what you need, that's crazy. That's crazy. You have to, like, you know what I'm saying? So more or less. So, but GG's, Dadas, hyenas, scuba divers who learn from Scuba Steve. If you mark it, we gonna spark it. If you ping it, we gonna stink it. If you drop the low, we gonna flock this low. You heard? You tagged it, so we bring it static. You heard the data? We in the elevator. Who's elevator? God's elevator. The data on our way to the top. The data. That's just what it is. GG. The data God chose you because He knew He could trust you. God's best kept secret. The data. Make sure you know that life got meaning. So act like it. Life got plenty meaning. The data. So act like it. And life just gets shouted. The data. Make sure that you just. You know what I'm saying? You get your new glass. The data. And you know what I'm saying? Wax on, wax off. The dollars to stay more right. We're building our permits right here. I rock with the King X, the dollar bill, doing his million march right here on YouTube. The dollar because looking at something the most highest, and that's what it is. The dollar, so we're going to stay more righteous than ever. And it don't gotta be a money thing. The dollar life don't gotta be a money thing. It just gotta be, you know what I'm saying, a you thing. The dollar, make sure you stay aware of the things that you like to do. The dollar, but nobody wants to be little boy down here. The dollar, no one wants nobody to be little in them. The dollar, nobody wants to be misleading them, treating them like they gonna be feeding them. The dollar, doing this, doing that. The dollar, giving them crumbs. No one wants that type of situation occurring. The dollar, because they don't want to feel that way. So let's stay more aware. You heard? Hyenas, the dollar.